tell you all about colors. Oh, I know all the colors. And it's not just as simple as black and white. Hey, Buck's black and white. He is black and white. Can you say hello, Buck? Hello, how are you today? Good boy. Ralphie, how would you describe Buck? Well, he's black and white. He is black and white, very good. But if you take a really close look at Buck, he also has a whole bunch of little gray spots. Oh yeah, he does. But some of them are darker gray than others. They are. That's why Buck is actually a pretty great representation of the grayscale. What's that? Well, the grayscale is the arrangement of gray shades of color all the way from white to black, with gray being right in the center. Oh, hey, I know about the grayscale. Ralphie, what can you tell me about black and white? Well, black is the darkest of all colors. It is the complete absorption of all light. That's right, it's the absence of light. How about white? Well, white is the brightest of all colors because it reflects all light. That's right. So if I were to say that Buck is monochrome, that means that he's really all one shade of white. What? He is, because a shade is when you add black to the color white. And on the grayscale, when we look at the grayscale, we start at white, and when we add more black, that's shading. Yeah, that's shading. And we can shade all the way to the blackest of blacks. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. But if you wanted to add tint, then you add the color white. That's right. And usually we tint other colors besides black. So when you go to mix paint at the hardware store, you actually are putting the tint, the real color, into the color white to create a paint color. Oh yeah, that's absolutely right. Now that we've learned about the grayscale, I think it's time that we learn about some other colors. Oh yeah, that would be kind of boring just to do with black and white and gray. I know. So how about the primary colors? I know those. The trinary colors are yellow, red, blue, yellow, red, blue, yellow, red, blue. The trinary colors are yellow, red, blue, and they make the colors of the rainbow. That's right. So I have a great experiment that we can do that will help us turn the primary colors into their secondary color friends. Oh, that's great. So what you're going to need for this experiment is some dish soap that has a grease cutter in it, some food coloring, not the gel kind, the droplet kind, and some whole milk. And if you don't have whole milk, you can use 2%. The higher the fat content in the milk, the better off you'll be. Oh, what are we gonna do? Well, here's what we're gonna do. We are going to make color explosions or color fireworks. So the first thing we're going to do is pour the milk in a shallow baking dish. And you want just enough to cover the bottom of the dish. And then you're going to take your food coloring and you're going to add your food coloring. We're going to put a drop of yellow next to a drop of red. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make the explosions. We're going to start with yellow and red. And when we mix yellow and red together, we should end up with the color orange. But the way we're going to do this is way more fun than just mixing colors together. We're going to take our Q-tip and we're going to dip it in some dish soap and we're going to set it right in the middle and we're going to watch those colors blend together. And you see how in certain areas it is turned into the color orange. Now we're going to go to the yellow and the blue and we're going to watch those two blend together. And if we notice, the yellow and blue blends together to make the color green. And this is a really fun experiment because it just continues and continues. Because the oil and the dish soap, they have a reaction where they try to resist one another. Now we're going to move over to the red and the blue, and when we mix red and blue together, we should end up with the color purple. And this is a great science experiment and a great art experiment. And once you have the colors mixed, you could just keep adding a Q-tip full of color, and you'll be surprised how much movement, how much motion you will get out of this experiment. And it kind of makes artwork all on its own. Remember, no mixing, you just dab with the dot. And when you think you're not getting any more movement, you can always add some more dish soap. And there we have some color fireworks. So now that we have made the color wheel, we are going to do the color wheel challenge. You have 15 minutes to run around your house and find 5 things of each of the 6 colors on the color wheel. Then you need to take those things and find a big spot on the floor to assemble your own found object color wheel.